Hi and happy Tuesday. Today we are going to be working with more word problems, but today we are going to be focusing on solving them with number lines. So this is just one tool that you can use to solve problems. So let's practice and see how we can use it with this one. So remember, our very first step, no matter what we're doing, is to read the question all the way through. So this question says, Miss Murray had 38 markers in her class. 13 of the markers dried out, so she threw them away. She went to the store and bought 22 new markers. How many markers does Miss Murray have now? So now that I've read the story, I'm going to read through and pull out that important information. So, Miss Murray had 38 markers in her class. So I know that 38 markers is important because I saw a number there. So 38 markers. 13 of the markers dried out, so she threw them away. So I have 13 markers and they dried out. So if the markers dried out and she threw them away, is she getting more markers or less markers? Less, because she threw them away, so she does not have those anymore. So I know it's 13 markers and it's less, which means I'm going to subtract. The next sentence says she went to the store and bought 22 new markers. So I have 22 markers and she bought them. So does bought mean I have more or I have less now? If I bought them, now I have more. So I have 22 markers, and now this is more. So if I bought them, if I have more now, that means I'm adding markers. And then my question is, how many markers does Miss Murray have now? So I want to know, now that I've thrown some away and gotten some new ones, how many total markers do I have? Today I'm going to show you how to solve this problem using number lines. So the very first step I'll need to do is to draw my number line. So there is my number line, and I'm going to put 0 over here just so I can remember that this is the smaller side. So I start with 38 markers, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick a spot to go ahead and label as 38. That is my 38 markers. Now I know that I got 13 markers less. I threw them away. So the number of markers I have is getting smaller. It's getting closer to 0. So on my number line, I am going to jump back 13 spaces. So what I can do to save time is I know that the number 13 has 3 1s and 1 10, if we'll remember our place value. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back that 1 10 to 28, because I know if I'm counting by tens backwards from 38, that will take me to 28. And now I'm going to go ahead and jump backwards my 3 1s. So I have 1, 2, 3. So I know that that will take me to 27, 26, 25. So now with the markers that I've thrown away, I am down to just 25 markers. But I go to the store and buy 22 more. So I'm going to draw myself a new number line. And again, I'm going to mark for 0, just so I know which side is the smallest, and I'm going to write that I'm starting at 25. And now I get 22 markers more, so my number is getting bigger. I'm going to have more markers, so I'm going to need to move to the greater side of my number line. So I'm going to take apart this number 22 and see that it has 2 1s and 2 10s. So I'm going to start with my 10s, and I'm going to jump forward 1 10 to 25 plus 10 would be 35. And then I'm going to jump forward one more 10. And 35 plus 10 would be 45. And then I'm going to take my 2 ones and add those on here. So I know that that would be 46 and 47. So now that I know that I've taken away my 13 from 38, so I took away my 13 and got down to 25, and then took my 25 and when I got 22 new markers, it took me to 47. So that tells me that Miss Murray has 47 markers. So I hope this helps explain how to use number lines to solve a problem. Again, this is just one of the many ways that we can solve, but this is what we are going to be practicing with today.